Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you're new around here, my name is Dean Fowell and we do everything with software solutions for the sheet metal industry. So, I have a couple of questions come in. I've been so busy the last few weeks, so I haven't put a video up. I've just sent my daughter off to college, so we got that all squared away. When all the best to all those college kids out there and all those parents sending them off, and I hope you're all safe and staying safe, right? So let's get stuck in today's video. So I've got RADAN Designer. This is what we're going to be doing today. Let me open up another designer here. So question come in is we want to create a box pan in Designer. You know, Designer has been around for a while. There's different ways to do drawing and creating CAD and that. Now, sheet metal, you're adding sheet metal in here, so there's a few sheet metal tools that we're still working on and getting into the software, but there are ways around it. So this one here is a box pan. I'm going to show you how I did it, and feel free to leave comments below, and if you're a RADAN customer or a Hexagon customer, make sure you jump onto the customer portal or even onto the eSupport sites and log in there and try and post some of the stuff you're doing if you've got Designer. Ask some questions in there as well. Utilize that tool. Okay, so let's get back at it. I'll actually leave a link up here somewhere in the video to get to the RADAN site if you want to get to the customer portal. Okay, if you don't have RADAN and you're interested in looking at RADAN, feel free to go to the site and look around and download some information. Okay, so here I've got my Designer open. What I want to do is I'm going to open up a file here. I probably didn't even save it, eh? Oh, actually I did. There we go. Great. So I saved it. So here's my box pan. Okay, so you can see it's a very long and it's designed for deep box bending. Okay, so the sides here will separate out. This side here will be separated out because we can only fold up the wrap, and then we'd have to do the ends, and then we'll have to weld it together. And you can see here, if I move this around, you can see we'll just run a bead around here. Okay, and you can see I've got mitered corners, and that's one of the questions I've seen. You know, how do we make a box in here? Because we didn't see a feature, or in the sheet metal, we didn't see a part in here. So I'm new to Designer. Well, I've been using it for a little bit, but I do love it. I used to use Fusion 360 as well, but I'm totally switched over to Designer, and it helps when you work for the company that makes and builds and develops the software, right? So let's go ahead and get started, right? So we're gonna come in here. I'm actually going to create a new file. I'm going to say no to changes here, right? So here's my origin. This is where everything starts from. I'm going to zoom out. I'm actually going to come in here. We'll be in isometric mode. I'm actually going to start with a cuboid, right? So I'm not going to start in sheet metal. I'm actually going to start here in a solid, and I'm just going to create a cuboid. This is how I'm doing it. So from here, you can see I've got center, and I'm on the center here, and I can put my dimensions in. Okay, so my box pan is going to be 40 by 60, and it's going to have 1.75 inch flanges on it, and we'll go from there. It's going to be 24 deep, so I'll start here, go 40.00 tab, and then I'm going to go 60.00 tab, right? So I'm on that, but I'm actually going to come down this way instead of up this way, because I'm actually going to use the same point here. You see the same point? I'm going to actually face off that next point to do the top part of my flange for this unit, or for this box pan, right? So I need to be at least 24.0 from there, and there we go. We have a sheet metal, or not a sheet metal, we have a cuboid, right? So what do you do now? Well, I'm going to shell this out. Okay, that's what I'm going to start off with now. I've got my general size here. I'm going to shell it. So I jump over to sheet metal because I've got a little tab here, but you should be able to shell it out here in solid. There should be a thing. If you can't find something, you can always come in and do right. You can search for things that way as well, right? So, but anyway, back to it, sheet metal, and I'm going to shell it. I'm actually going to just pick the solid. Once I've picked the solid, I'm going to pick the face. I've got the face, and we're going to go 1/4 inch, right? You can do reverse thickness, so that will either flip it this side or this side. Okay, I'm going to leave it on this side here. I'm going to right click on my mouse, and we're done, right? So I'll get rid of that. So that's how I've done that. So now let's go ahead. I'm actually going to make, there's my sheet metal box. You can see it's just a solid model. So there's a couple of cool tools we need to use to do that. And somebody can send you a file like this, and you can actually change it yourself. And if they draw a solid model, you can come in here and use it to create your sheet metal part, right? So, but here I'm doing everything in Designer because I don't have Fusion anymore. So we've got this. I'm actually going to come into wireframe. Okay, in the wireframe I'm going to hit the rectangle. I always leave this create profile. I'm going to select the center, and I'm going to go straight off here, and I'm going to go 40.00, and I'll switch this around 60.00, right? Alright, so there's the first part. Right click. Okay, I'm actually going to create another rectangle, right? So I'm actually going to go, we said 1.75, so 43.50 I believe, and 63 point, whoop, back again, 63.50, and you can see I'm in there. We're going to go off the center, right? And you can see I've got a little flange going around here, right? So I'm going to right click that. I'm going to get rid of that, and you can see if we're in isometric, I put a little flange around here, right? This is where I'm going to do it. This is quick and simple for how I'm doing it. Okay, there's other ways you could probably do it. This is the way I did it. So let's go ahead. I'm actually going to go back to solids, and I'm going to extrude this, right? We'll go here. I'm going to do first distance. I'm going to go 1/4 inch, but you notice I'm going down. If I go up, my box is going to be off. So I'll hit that. I'm actually going to do unite, so it unites this with this box, right? So unite, done, done, and there we go. We've got a box. So that's our first step. So once we get that, we've got it all mastered. You can see I've got these profile lines on here. I tend to like to delete them off, but that's just something I do, right? There we go. Right, so there is our box, and there is the flange, and we should be 1/4 inch thick on there. We should be 63 60 by 40. So I'm going to separate these into 3 different components. Okay, so let's go back over to sheet metal here, and we've got some awesome tools in Designer, and you can see, okay, I've shelled it, I've got my flanges, but I need to break these off, right? So instead of going this way, I want to go in diagonal. So let's go ahead and let's start off with splitting the edge. Okay, so I split the edge, and I'm going to split the edge on this one, right? I'm actually going to click this here again, so that way I can click, click, and I'm going to do no overlap, and I've got a gap here because it's important to have a gap, right? Right click again, that's done. Click, 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 right click, and then you'll get the blue here. You can see it's separated, but if I right click again, it's now done. Okay, so if we zoom in here, you can see I've got it split from the rest of the sheet metal box there. So now let's go to our isometric view, and you can see where I've split the edges, it's left a little relief in here, right? I know it doesn't looks crazy, but that's because we got to split these, right? So I usually come in here and go to top view. Once I'm in top view, I'll come in and I'm gonna use another sheet metal tool here that I love this, man. I like how they did this, right? Because I've had people send me files that you had to sort of do this to in the past, years ago. So I'm going to split this from here, that point to this point, and you can see it's blue and it split it. I've got a gap there. I'm just going to right click that, and then I'm going to come and do my next one. There to there. Got the blue there and it's got the gap. Right click, that's been split. And then I'm going to come in here, there to there. Right click, that's split. And then we'll do the other one here, there to there. Right click and split. Right, so now we got separated pieces, right? These are 3 different components now, right? So now I'm gonna add a bend. I need to add a bend radius to here, a bend to here, a bend to here, and a bend over on this edge, right? So I'm gonna go up here to add bend. Inner radius, I'm gonna leave it at 1/4 inch, and then I just click on my edges. 1, right click, right click, right click, right click. Done, right? So that's all completed. Now I need to, these 2 end pieces will need 1 bend in them. So right click, bend, done, and we'll come on here, right click, and done, right? So go back into isometric mode. I'm going to save this off at the moment so I don't lose anything I'm doing. So we will go pan 40 60 1.1 actually 175, right? So that's my pan, 40 by 60 and 1.75 inch flange. Save that guy there, right? Now all we need to do is come in and set our properties. I'm going to do automatic. I've got default steel, I've got 1/4 inch, I'm using K factor, so 0.446, right? Hit OK, and we should see here, so this panel here, we've got the default steel, right? Get rid of this, and there's our box, guys. So pretty quick. I don't think it took me too long to do that. Let's check over here. Oh, I can't even see that. Alright, so now all we need to do is unfold, right? You can see it's unfolded all these, fold it back up, and I can also send out to my cam for nesting on this one, and we'll save it as a PDF. Yes, and we should be launching our cam software so we can go ahead and get it into our cam. Right. It'll probably take a few seconds to load. I have updated my computer today, so don't worry about that. There we go. And then you can see we've got our 3 pieces here. 1, 2, 3. Right. So what are we going to do here? We'll leave those there, and we'll go. I'm going to change this to what I got in here anyway. 1/4 inch, quantity 1. All that should be good. Oops, I should have selected all of those. Right. Change material, mild steel, 1/4 inch, import all. And there we go, guys. We have our parts. We're good to go and nest these guys. Whoops. And we can drag this, drop it up there, and you can see what we're using. Small relief bends and all that good stuff. Alright, so that's how I completed that box. That's how I did it without having an actual sheet metal drawing or anything, and that's just going off somebody just penned me some information and away we went. Okay, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. We'll have more videos. I'm getting back into the swing of things now that everybody's got off to college and that, so look forward to seeing some of your comments, and remember, go to RADAN.com if you want to learn more about the software. If you want to learn more about me, go to deanfowell.com and you'll see more information about me. Hey, thank you. Have a great day.